Young Audience's mission is to transform the lives and education of students through the arts.
I really enjoyed my time with the drummer, and if I had it my way, I'd go back to the class.
The program gives students something to do after school.
Play again.
Once you see that moment, that connection between an artist and a child, you get it. I really believe the new space that we're moving into and the new furniture truly reflects the caliber of our staff and the quality of our programs. And finally, we're going to be in a home that, that reflects that. Young Audiences was founded in 1950 by one woman who was concerned that students were going through school and living their lives without ever experiencing a classical concert by a professional musician. And that woman was a woman from Baltimore, Nina Wood Collier. And so she started to bring classical musicians with students. And then that idea grew into concerts at schools. It then grew to other states forming their own Young Audience chapters. And now there are 31 Young Audience chapters in 24 states, and we serve collectively 7 million students a year. All of that was founded here in Maryland by this Young Audience chapter. Young Audience's mission is to transform the lives and education of students through the arts. And we do that by connecting professional artists, musicians, dancers, actors, visual artists with educators and with communities. We achieve that mission by connecting the most talented artists in our communities into schools through performances. So we'll go and do performances and assemblies on site. We'll bring artists into the classroom to do workshops, anything from African dance to mosaic mural making. And then we also do really in-depth residencies where an artist will be in a school or in an after-school program for a series of workshops or months.
It's fun when you're the only one who can't pay for dinner. All right?
In addition to that, we're also doing professional development. We're helping educators figure out how to harness the arts to really engage students and get the most out of them.
I think Young Audiences help students because the program gives students something to do after school, and it also helps to expand their horizon.
The arts, I believe, are one of the essential pieces to build the 21st century skills, those critical thinking skills, the ability to collaborate, the ability to analyze and synthesize difficult information. And if you look at the skills that are needed to compete in the 21st century workforce and to really succeed in our society, and you look at the capacity that the arts build, it's a direct overlap. We work with about 400 schools and community-based organizations each year. Almost every single county we're partnering with, and about half of those schools come to us through parents and through the parent-teacher associations. And so they partner with us to fundraise. They partner with us to identify the artists that they want to bring in. And there's a lot of collaborative planning and fundraising going on with our parents. They're essential.
As a parent, I support Young Audiences because I believe in their program. I believe in the curriculum that they teach and the arts and assemblies that they do, and they will bring and match with the curriculum that your school is doing at that time.
In the last 4 years, we've seen tremendous growth at Young Audiences. Our outreach has doubled. We provide over 3,000 services each year. Our budget has therefore doubled, our staff has tripled, and our board has doubled. And so the space that has been our home for many years no longer fits the organization. And so we've had to find a new home. And we found a wonderful home at Miller's Court. When we started to look at our budget of what it was going to cost to relocate, we became very scared because there's just a tremendous amount of cost, anything from the actual move to the wiring of new space, and just dealing with all the switching and vendors. And we almost thought we weren't going to be able to pull it off. And we're very fortunate that Tony Hill and Hans Edwards have helped us make that possible. A lot of the furniture that is in our current space is really not fully functional. And the staff here at Young Audiences has been very generous and not complaining too much and making the most of the situation. And Hans and Tony came in and took a look at the conditions that we were working in and were concerned. And so they've been very kind to provide all new furniture, chairs, desks, conference room, table and chairs for our new space.
Well, Young Audiences is moving from an existing space, and their furniture is a bit outdated. Some of it is not in good repair. And they're moving into a brand new space. And we really didn't want to see them transfer the old furniture to the new space. So we thought if we could come up with a way to provide them with new furniture, it would give them that new beginning.
When I was growing up, art was a critical part of my life, especially in junior high school and high school. Just learning about other cultures, just performing in the school band with my classmates. It really helped expand my view of music and the world. And I think every student should have opportunity to experience that. And this organization is bringing that to schools that don't have the funding to bring performers and arts to the schools. So we really like what they're doing and helping the kids.
When I first started writing poetry in the 9th grade, I was writing on specific topics such as love and based on my own experiences. But now that I have matured a lot more, I've grown to write about what's going on more in the community and my surroundings, so what's going on around me. From there, I went on to start my own poetry club at ACE, which is called One Mic, One Voice, and I'm the president of it currently.
And when they have those experiences with young audiences, now they are developing talents and skills that could possibly translate into a career.
Last year, I did a drumming class, and it really fills me up how I learned so much from my mentor, Brother Salim. And going in there and seeing the class and how they perform kind of reminds me how I used to be back in the old days. I really enjoyed my time with the drummer, and if I had it my way, I'd go back to the class.
What would be going on if Young Audience wasn't here is that kids will just straight go home, and therefore that gives them a better opportunity to go out on the street and a better opportunity to get in trouble or something to happen to them.
I was a teacher before I was a principal, and I've worked in many schools that I won't name at the moment, but I wish that they had the experience of Young Audiences. I really do wish that. I think of how many students would have remained in high school and graduated. I think of how many students would have made decisions, smart decisions after school. I think of how many students could have tapped into their talent during a time period where they're getting rid of the arts. All of these things contribute to why I say Young Audiences is not only just another component of our school, but it's saving lives.
I run into people who have a certain idea about the arts, and what their role should be in the schools. And then it's sort of like an add-on. It's not as important as reading, or it's not as important as math or science. And, I think I would just like them to go out into the schools with me one day and truly see what happens when you bring a talented, engaging artist into a student's life. And you see what they're able to get out of those students. You see the way that experience, that ability to create, to imagine, truly transforms an individual's life, a classroom, a school. And I think once you see that moment, that connection between an artist and a child, you get it.